So the special guest that you brought with you today is a representative as well.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Colleague, yes, that served in the House. He's been there.
Yeah. So
Representative Julie Auch.
Julie Auch. So Julie, can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
We can't hear you though.
Oh boy.
So okay. Well, while she's getting that set up, why don't you will you give us a little bit of background maybe on yourself too?
Okay.
It's always good to just have a little nutshell maybe for those that haven't quite heard of you yet.
I will not
Can
be
you-
long and labored. Hi, good morning, everybody. Representative Josephine Garcia running for Senate. And today, this is another session I'm having here at Northeast Radio, bringing Representative Julie Auch to discuss House Bill 1077, which is the ag meat bill. Thought that this would be a great time to give the information behind the bill and what actually transpired with the bill and how much hard work was put into the bill, being that agriculture is one of our largest investors in the state with the ranchers, and just wanted to bring that to the forefront, and again, making sure that the people are aware of what's happening.
Very good. Okay, Julie, good morning again. Why don't you give that a shot and say hello to us?
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Rock and
All
roll.
right. Good. I got myself out and got back in. Okay.
You did fantastic. You are now one of our designated IT people, so thank you.
All right. Yes, my name is Representative Julie Auch, and we live in District 18, which is near Yankton. My husband and I are fourth generation farmers and ranchers, and so this HB 1077 had a real near and dear place in my heart. And not only that, but South Dakota's industry, one of our largest industry, of course, is agriculture. And being a fourth generation farmer rancher, I looked at this as an opportunity to basically put the forefront of the livestock industry basically at the feet of the representatives and the senators. And it was quite disheartening when it passed both the House and the Senate and then was vetoed by our rancher, Governor Roden. Anyhow, what was HB 1077? HB 1077 was a bill to label what I'm going to call fake meat as an adulterated food product. Cultivated protein food product means a food product having one or more sensory attributes that resemble a type of tissue originating from an agricultural food animal, but that is derived from manufacturing cells, including processes in which stem cells that were initially isolated from an agricultural food animal are grown in vitro and may be manipulated as part of a manufacturing process. That was the definition of an adulterated food product. My bill originated from Nebraska, which has passed this legislation and banned fake meat, along with 7 other states in the United States have also banned fake meat. So what exactly is this cell-cultivated protein? Does not derive from normal cells. Normal cells will quit growing before you have enough to make a single burger. These cell cultures are there, and they have to be created from immortal cells. And Representative Josephine Garcia can probably tell you more about this because she's actually a medical profession and I'm not. But they have to be unrestricted growth. If you use normal cells, they stop growing. But unrestricted growth is what has to happen to these cells. And some professionals call this cancer. But the cell culture companies actually don't call it cancer. It's more like precancerous cells. So that's okay because they believe they can control the cell cultures and inside the bioreactor. Well, that's the other thing. They're put into a bioreactor. Now that alone should scare someone. And then they're put into a serum that is millimeters thick. And once they're in that bioreactor, they need to be fed pharmaceutical grade ingredients derived from bioengineered vats of E. coli. And then that waste product needs to be flushed away like dialysis. And then they have to be fed again pharmaceutical grade nutrients, and then at least a dozen hormones in the nutrients coordinate with the control of the growth. Then the growth hormones come from cow and chicken genes inserted into the E. coli. The E. coli will then make the hormones. The protein source for these cell cultures will be E. coli also. They will take the cow gene and the albumin protein and then put the E. coli with the claim the source is not the cow. I mean, it's an unbelievable process to make this product that they're calling fake meat, something that God has already given us that's grown on pastures and feedlots throughout the state of South Dakota. And we are allowing a product like this, number one, well, we've banned it for 5 years, but there's more to the story with that ban. But we are allowing this product to eventually be more than likely sold in the state of South Dakota, where we have a $10 billion ag industry. And that was the biggest fear, along with the fact that when they're claiming this product was approved by the FDA, which it was, but the FDA used the actual companies that are creating this product's research to approve it. And it's just the story just you can't make this stuff up. How completely corrupt this was. I mean, it's we have a situation. Here it is. When the FDA approved the cell-cultivated protein, they used Upside Foods research. Upside Food and Good Meat are the two companies that are actually creating this product in the United States right now. There are only 2 countries creating and selling the product. South Korea is also, and we'll get to South Korea. South Korea is also creating this product, but they're selling it only in Singapore. They don't even sell it to their own people. But United States and Singapore are the only 2 countries right now actively selling these fake meat products, claiming these companies, Upside Foods and Good Meat, are claiming the serum used to grow the cells is patented and therefore proprietary, and so they don't need to tell us what's actually in it. The FDA approved this product with actually knowing what is in the serum to grow the cell cultures. It's nefarious all the way around. But again, hey, our governor's okay with allowing this to be served up to South Dakotans. So we have, let me tell you a little bit more about what else is going on with this. CJ Schwann's, a company that is being built in Sioux Falls, received $38.2 million in direct grants from South Dakota Future Fund. Of that $38.2 million, which South Dakota Future Fund is dollars that are paid by business owners. Anyone who has a W-2 employee, myself included, because I'm also a private business owner, a small business owner in Yankton, South Dakota, my dollars were given to CJ Schwann's through the Future Fund. $30 million in 2024 was given for construction cost. $6.7 million was granted and awarded via the Future Fund to the Sioux Falls Development Foundation for land development for the facility. And the $30 million grant was given for construction of construction and wastewater. Now, this is the thing about CJ Schwann's. CJ Schwann's was bought by CJ Shell Dayang of South Korea. It's a South Korean parent company of the Schwann's company. They're actively investing and developing meat alternatives and plant-based protein as part of a broader alternative protein investment strategy. Their key investments and developments include animal-free dairy, alternative meats, with the TNR Biofab to develop plant-based alternative meat products aiming to improve taste and texture, cell-cultivated seafood. The company has backed the Singapore-based Auch Meats, which focuses on cell-cultivated shrimp, lobster, and crab. They also have plant-based products. CJ has launched its own plant-based beverages called Altiv, a product plant-based mandu dumplings. And then they also have the strategic focus of the company is driven by a desire to combine traditional food experience with new technologies such as the fermentation and 3D printing to address sustainability and health trends. This whole fake meat industry is driven by sustainability and no slaughter, the non-slaughtering of meat products, meaning that they want to do away eventually with all God-given meat. And that is exactly, not only is this a precancerous cell that is being grown in a bioreactor with serum that we don't even know what's in the serum because it's proprietary, it's patented. So how dare we know what's in the actual cell cultivated protein? So it's truly dangerous to South Dakotans, but they're after eliminating all livestock production eventually. This is no secret. This is exactly why Texas, Florida, Indiana, Mississippi, Nebraska passed this legislation for the simple fact, not only is it 100% unhealthy, but number two, it's a direct attack on the livestock industry. And that was my main focus. And of course, they talk about Prop 12 with California. Well, we all know what shape California's in, that state. We should not be legislating our state with the fear of what's going to happen if we refuse to sell this product in our state. It's ridiculous. If we do not have an attorney general that believes enough in our state in the legislation that is passed by our legislators, then that attorney general needs to take a hike. So I'm really I'm disheartened by the fact that the South Dakotans lost out, the livestock industry lost out, simply because a governor felt that he couldn't risk ticking off out-of-country C.J. Schwann's corporation that we just gifted darn near $40 million as a state. So I'm being quite raw and honest today, but it was an absolute complete frustration to me that the House of Representatives and the Senate both saw the truth. For those that voted for it, and we had to have the majority vote, and thank goodness they saw the truth. And then it went to the governor's desk and he vetoed it. I just find that unbelievable, and the fact that he is a rancher. And the rural South Dakota, the livestock producers of South Dakota were depending on him to make the right choice. And he literally sided with a multi-billion-dollar out-of-country Singapore, South Korean-owned company over the people of South Dakota. Unbelievable. And it literally, it shocked me, and if it doesn't shock others, I'll be quite surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you. That was very good information and very well put together as well. So thanks for sharing that. Representative Garcia, do you have some thoughts on what she put together?
Well, thank you, Representative Julie Auch, for coming on. I have to say, it's a lot to take in in the morning, but the reality of the whole meat thing is we have hurt the South Dakotans, not only the ag, but the people themselves. We have no idea what the potential health risks will be. Again, it's business as usual. You can see that this bill, like many of the tough bills that have been brought this session, extrapolate into other areas of our industry. So now we have dealings with China. Now we know where all the tentacles go to this one bill. It's not just the bill itself, it's all the deals. And the point also is my opponent voted to ban, with the governor. So it's a big problem if you're going to say you're for the people and you vote against the people's wishes. Not only that, their livelihood and what this whole state is based on. The $10 billion is a lot of money. Small businesses also are affected because, as she mentioned, we all pay into this, whether we like it or not. Well, we didn't have a choice. Now, did we? They didn't tell us this. But that's a lot of money. You know how much we can help people here in South Dakota, the ranchers themselves. So it's a huge industry that is going to be affected. The health potential risks we don't know of yet. The costs we don't know of yet. And I think it's of serious concern, and that to make people aware of, if they didn't know what this whole meat thing was, what exactly it does entail. It's not just the animals and the cells, as she mentioned, the petri dish, the ingredients used. We have a right to know as Americans what we are eating, what we are serving, what we are purchasing. That's our right. And that this is going on it's a disgrace to mankind and to human health. So that's why I wanted to bring this forefront. And I knew that Representative Auch had the information, and she did a fabulous job. But you can see you get it through both chambers, which is really challenging to do. And then our governor can just veto it. So it makes you also think, why are we in these positions? Why do we continue to fight the fight if at the end of the day it can be vetoed? That's not someone on our side. So that's not someone that is really representing, in my opinion, the people. The people spoke. They wanted this to be banned. They don't want to serve this. The ag industry spoke. We had veterinarians there. We had really great experts talking about the risks involved. And again, business as usual. Money talks. I don't hate to say it, but people can be bought.
So what does it look like going forward now? Obviously, you're campaigning. So is this something that's, how do you say, on your radar?
Absolutely on the radar. Absolutely on the radar. Because again, we don't have the statistics of the health risks. So it's not just the ag industry, it's the health industry. What is that going to do to our healthcare system? And is it premeditated to keep the healthcare system draining the people? I mean, if you think about healthcare in itself, let's just talk about that for a minute. Healthcare is a big industry and everything depends on healthcare. So guess what? If we can burden that system or make people sick, we can increase the healthcare system even that much further. Cancer, big thing right now. So we have a lot of cancers we haven't seen before. Does this play into it? I don't know. I'm just, hypothetically thinking here, what else can happen? What can be affected? People will be affected. And is this going to be served to our children in schools on the meal plans? Is this something that, these are the discussions we've had in the House, in caucus, like what else can come from this adulterated meat? What can happen? What potential risks are involved? Again, the safety, it's a public safety issue.
Mm-hmm.
And that should be all hands on deck. We should not want to harm anybody.
Mm-hmm. Well, and there seems to be, I don't know if it is a pattern, but there are some drugs or medications or whatever that come out, and then a while later you find out more, like, oh wait, there are some issues with that. I don't know if like Ozempic's one of those or whatever, but there's kind of these fad drugs that come in, and then years later that was not good.
Right. Now I can't speak to that,
Mm-hmm.
but for the course of this, I can say, as the representative mentioned, we don't know. It's patent. They don't tell us. So what exactly is in there? We have a right to know. You have to disclose that. And that you're not disclosing it just leads one to believe that these are hidden things behind closed doors, as we all know is going on. And China, of all things, China.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you have to really ask the hard questions. And when you do ask those hard questions, you get threatened. Your life is miserable when you're there in legislation. But our job as stewards for the people, as I keep saying on the air, is to serve the people. We should not have agendas or lining of our pockets or have any ulterior motives. It is the people put us there. We represent them. Public safety is huge. And that's what everyone, if you take a poll, they're worried about their safety, whether it be from violence or it be from what they're eating. We need to monitor it better. And that does require Attorney General, our governor, all the health industry to pay attention and to be an active participant.
Mm-hmm.
The people are the stakeholders in this, and we need to represent them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's obviously very interesting, but to believe that it goes, like you say, deep like that, and there's so many variables involved, and to stay informed on something like that, I think I appreciate Julie coming on and helping us learn a little bit more. I want to make sure, is there anything else that you want to mention before we do wrap up?
Well, thank you very much. First of all, thank you, Representative Garcia, for inviting me and spreading the word about HB 1077. And, just to add in, a final note, SB 124 was passed overwhelmingly. And that was a compromise bill, and it was the bill to put a 5-year ban on fake meat. I do want to add that, but that 5-year ban is probably going to be timed just about the time ready. I'm just putting this out there that CJ Schwann's will be ready to put fake meat in our food. We have to be aware. Their plan is to blend this. They're going to blend it with our God-given meat, and we're not even going to really realize it's in our food. We don't have enough inspectors to inspect every morsel of meat. The ultimate goal here is zero slaughter meat. So keep that in mind. That is the goal. And unfortunately, the big packers, the meat packers in the United States, which are mostly owned by out-of-country owners, have invested in Upside Foods and Good Meat. So I just want people, those livestock producers out there, Farm Bureau voted against this bill. Cattlemen's Association voted against this bill. So please keep that in mind when you're paying your membership, that who really is working for you. My biggest concern and my biggest warning is be aware of who is representing you in Peer, and make sure that they know and understand what your wishes are for the livestock industry. My concern is the salvation of the livestock industry here in South Dakota. And if we get this right, we will have, we'll be able to continue our rural lifestyle into the future forever. But if we get this wrong, it will destroy our way of life. So please just keep that in mind.
Very good. Thank you. Representative Garcia, anything that you want to close with?
I think she said it all in a nutshell. I think I just want to say to the people that are listening, this affects everything from our future farmers of America, the ag industry. This is a bigger issue. And the point of today was really to make you aware. Everyone has to be an active participant in what is going on around them. We can no longer have our head in the sand and think that we can trust people. I always say, and I know that the saying is trust but verify. I trust nothing, but I verify everything. And I strongly suggest when you're voting on Tuesday, June 2nd, that you really do your due diligence, because to say I didn't know is not a good answer anymore. This is your life. This is your money. This is your health. And it is up to you to make the right decision. This is just another example that I'm putting out there of what really goes on. You've wanted the truth. Here it is. It takes courage for us to come on, and courage to say the truth and to expose what's happening. I'm hoping that you will listen and share and get your community speaking. We can do it. We just have to stick together. So thank you for listening and tuning in. Thank you for having me too.
Yeah, thank you. So Election Day is next Tuesday, June 2nd. You'll have from 7 to 7 to cast your vote. Well, you can absentee vote if you'd like to now, but you make sure you get out informed and vote.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah. And you have a good Facebook page. You've got a website too, if they want to go and find more information. And
so does Representative Auch. She has one as well. Julie, do you want to tell them your Facebook?
Well, this year I am running for county commission in my county. I felt like I needed to be a voice of one of 5 versus one of 105. So I am actually running for Yankton County Commission. So it's Julie Auch for Yankton County Commission. So, just Julie Auch, Yankton County Commission.
Very good. Well, we have your name on the graphics and I spelled it correctly. So we'll be able to get your email out there too. And we're making progress over here. So we're professional. We got you.
All right. So, thank you. Thank you so much for your time this morning, and the best of luck to you, Representative Garcia.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, that was Representative Julie Auch, and we appreciate her time. And Representative Josephine Garcia, thank you for your time. And you are the candidate for Senate District 5. June 2nd, we vote.
Yes, that's correct.
Whew. Anything else?
No, thank you. Have a blessed day.
All right, you two, you did a great job. Let's get back to some music here on Northeast Radio SD.
You're listening to Northeast Radio SD, Watertown's first and only locally owned and operated